What's going on, YouTube community? It's your boy YfgmBlogTv coming straight out of Cincinnati, Ohio. Now, this video, I'm going to talk about the Chicago Bulls versus the Cleveland Cavaliers in the Eastern Conference semifinals. Now, this should be the series everybody is focusing on the most out of all the playoffs so far in the second rounds, because this is a very, very intriguing and exciting series. You have star power. You have the 4-time MVP. You have Kyrie Irving, first time in the playoffs. You know, you have this young, hungry, you know, just Chicago Bulls team that's dying to get to the Eastern Conference Finals and the finals. And you know, we all know that the LeBron James and his teams have knocked out the Chicago Bulls over basically since 2010, I believe, pretty much. So this is going to be a crazy series. You have a lot of different matchups that's going to go on. You have a lot of just you have a lot of everything that's probably going to go on in this series, and I'm going to tell you who I think will win this series. First of all, you know, let's just talk about the both teams so far. Now, the Chicago Bulls, we know they have the best, pretty much they have all the talent in the world on this team. They have a nice starting five, and they have a great fucking bench, you know, that can possibly take the Cleveland Cavaliers to the brink, to the end, and even take this team, Chicago Bulls, to the finals. Now, the Cleveland Cavaliers, they have a very young team. A lot of players haven't really been to the playoffs, but you know, you have the 2-time champion, 4-time MVP LeBron James, who's a winner, who's, you know how to get his team together. But you know, you have a lot of unexperienced players on that team, so you know it's going to be tough to say how they're going to show up in this type of position. Yeah, you have J.R. Smith, you have Tristan Thompson, you have all those other guys, Iman Shumpert, Sean Marion, yada yada yada, Mike Miller, James Jones. But if you look at this squad and then you look at the Chicago Bulls squad, which team would you take? So in this series, I think it's going to come down to bench play. You know, and the advantage so far, that from what I'm seeing and you know, been seeing over the season, Chicago Bulls have the advantage on that end. And as far as the Cleveland Cavaliers, you don't really know what you're going to get from those guys off of the bench. You know, I'm a little concerned. Now, you know, of course, you have these matchups that I'm talking about, and one of the particular matchups that I'm looking forward to is Jimmy Butler versus LeBron James. Now, you know, I'm gonna just get this out the way. We all know that you won't shut down LeBron James, but you can make him do different things. You can slow him down, you know. You can make him more passive. You can force him to take, you know, tougher shots or jump shots, something that, you know, he does well. He's got better, of course, at shooting, but he's more of a getting to the basket type of player. And Jimmy Butler, we will see Jimmy Butler on LeBron James a lot this series, because let's just be real, Mike Dunleavy, he's not going to be able to do anything with LeBron James. You know, Jimmy Butler has the better advantage of guarding LeBron James for the simple fact that, you know, he's a better presence on defense. He's stronger, his lateral quickness, and he'll give them just a better shot as actually stand in front of LeBron James. You know, of course, you know, and Jimmy Butler has proved that he can guard LeBron James. And of course, you know, overall, you know, he's one of the most mobile defenders on the team. And just as a unit, they're going to have to rely on the Chicago Bulls defense to pretty much contain LeBron James. You understand me? Now, as far as LeBron James, of course, he's going to play some defense too. He's going to do some offensive things, get to the basket, you know, do what he does. You know, LeBron James is going to break it. You know, it's just the Chicago Bulls, they're going to have to try to, you know, eliminate some things that LeBron James is comfortable at doing. So that's going to be a great matchup. You know, you look at their numbers from the first series, they're pretty much even, except for LeBron James, 9 rebounds, 27 points, 6.5 assists, 2.3 steals, 1.5 blocks. Jimmy Butler, 24 points, 47% from the field, 5 rebounds a game, 4 assists, 2 steals, you know. But as far as numbers, you know, Jimmy Butler's ability is going to keep things interesting. Now, of course, the next matchup everybody's looking forward to, Derrick Rose versus Kyrie Irving. let's just be real. This is going to be a very, very interesting matchup for the simple fact that, you know, Derrick Rose against the Cleveland Cavaliers. He's averaged 22, 23 points against the Cleveland Cavaliers. And coming off the series against the Milwaukee Bucks, he averaged 19 points, 6.5 assists a game. And we all know, of course, he's a former MVP. So he's excited. He's going to come to play. He's going to, you know, he's still a difference maker at the end of the day, you know, as far as who can attack the rim with the best of them all, including Kyrie Irving. You know, and also, we know Kyrie Irving, he's not going to have any problems. You know, he shouldn't have no problems scoring, but also he must prove he can stay in front of Derrick Rose, because Derrick Rose, we all know, with the knees and all, he's still quick and fast. You know, that's going to be the big test, you know, for Kyrie Irving defensively, because, you know, he's not that great on defense, you know, at least yet, you know, but he's going to have to take that next step to, you know, become a legitimate two-way player, you know, basically on the postseason stage. Same way for Derrick Rose. You know, Derrick Rose is not the greatest defender, you know, but Derrick Rose is going to be a challenge for Kyrie Irving. It could be vice versa, you know. He's going to have to, Kyrie Irving, hell, both of them going to have to channel some LeBron James intensity. You know, he can probably make Derrick Rose work for some of his points, but I think this is going to be a nice matchup. Now, of course, you know, due to Kevin Love not being in this series, Kyrie Irving's going to have to basically put a shoulder of greater scoring. It's going to be a big load on his shoulders, you know, him and LeBron James, to be honest with you. You know, especially with game 1 and 2, not having J.R. Smith, that's going to be a big blow. Basically, this is when really you need an extra superstar, you know, on your team. You know, when a gunner like J.R. Smith is out.
You know, Kyrie Irving, man, made 48% of his 3-point attempts against the Boston Celtics in the first round, averaging 23 points per game, 30-point game 1. So the kind of consistency, you know, is much needed for this Cleveland Cavaliers to try to withstand the firepower of the Chicago Bulls, you know, on offense and defense. Even though sometimes the Chicago Bulls, they can get stagnant, but yeah, I think, you know, it's only thing they can do is hope that Kyrie Irving don't go crazy. Just put it like that. Just hope he don't go crazy, you know. But yeah, and then another matchup, Mike Dunleavy versus J.R. Smith. That'd be an interesting matchup. Not gonna really get into that, but the biggest matchup is basically the Chicago Bulls front court. Pau Gasol, Joakim Noah versus Tristan Thompson. Now, I think this is the biggest advantage that the Chicago Bulls really have. Those guys are going to play some great basketball. They should be able to dominate the Cleveland Cavaliers inside game, because the Cleveland Cavaliers, they don't have no inside game. Tristan Thompson is not going to give you much. We all know Perkins ain't going to give you shit. Miles Goff, it just depends. But Pau Gasol and Joakim Noah, the experience, even though Pau Gasol defense ain't been that great, but you have Pau Gasol, Joakim Noah, Taj Gibson, these are some big guys. You know, these are some big guys. You know, so, you know, it's going to be interesting, but I think that front court should be able to easily dominate the Cleveland Cavaliers. They should be able to easily dominate the Cleveland Cavaliers, because that front court is deadly. It's a deadly, you know, deadly front court. You know, and I don't think they have enough bodies to match up with the Chicago Bulls front court. Tristan Thompson, a big dude, he can rebound, but man, I just feel sorry for him. Now also, Tom Thibodeau versus David Black. That's another matchup. Tom Thibodeau, he has more of experience. He's been deeper into the, you know, he's been in the playoffs a couple times, and his strategy. He's a veteran coach against the newcomer coach in David Black. That should be, you know, who's going to make the right adjustments from game to game. You know, that's going to be a key factor in this series. But with that said, my prediction, man, this is tough. This is tough because I always tell people it is hard to beat a superstar, the great guy, the guy of the NBA in a playoff series when they're still young and hungry and at their peak 4 games. It is hard. We saw Michael Jordan do it. We saw Kobe Bryant do it when he won his championship, especially his last 2 championships. It was hard to stop this guy 4 times when he was at his peak and at his moment. And we saw when LeBron James did it. It was hard to beat this guy 4 times. Well, unless the team played well. So, man, it's tough, but I'm going to roll with the Chicago Bulls winning this series in 6 or 7 games for the simple fact that no Kevin Love and just the inexperience of this Cleveland Cavaliers team, and I just don't trust their bench to step up and play big unless Kyrie Irving and fucking LeBron James go crazy every game. I don't really see it happening because you don't know what you're going to get from J.R. Smith. He's a streaky guy. Maj Shumpert, he's a streaky shooter. Sean Marion, I don't even know if they're going to play him, but I just don't know if this Cleveland Cavaliers team is prepared this year to handle the Chicago Bulls on their defense, even though their defense ain't been great like the previous years before, but their defense and the firepower that they have. So this is the perfect time for Chicago Bulls to take advantage of this situation and knock off the Cleveland Cavaliers. So I'm rolling with the Chicago Bulls in 6 or 7 games. It should be an interesting series, though, at the end of the day. But you guys tell me who you think is going to win, Chicago Bulls or the Cleveland Cavaliers. Comment, subscribe, favorite, like, share, check out my previous videos. Hit me up on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all those social sites. And I'm out, man. Deuces.